All right, guys. Hey, Vet here, ITG. It's 2 minutes before 2 p.m., 1400 Eastern on Tuesday. So let me run through quick roadmap. What we're looking at. Um, Super, drawn out chart going all the way back past back to November. Gap high. All gaps have been filled. Um, the big one is going to be the one from last August, but that's not going to get taken out until we take out February 2nd high. And then we've got some gaps that have been created from the downside. So if we work you start looking at where's the market going to fall. If it's going to fall, again, this is SPX. Doesn't really matter so much to ES traders. Let's see what color we had. Let me make it a little bit cleaner. Okay, so we got a gap here above inflection point 2 at 39.75. Thought we had two gaps last week. Yeah, I'm not even going to count that as a gap. Not going to count that as a gap. So that becomes our big one, gap wise to the downside. So if we do drop CPI, where do we drop to? Look for areas of confluence, right? Where are we right now? We're working into this. Again, we labeled it SZ, modified abbreviated supply zone, from last Tuesday to the downside, and we're back inside it right now as we speak. The top line is our 4130, which is our weekly supply for SPX, and we're at the top of the gravity point at 4090, and we're above it, and we're slightly above it right at the gravity point B. The inflection point is down here at 4090. So in the event that, let's say it's bad, let's just say, oh my God, market takes off. Where are we going to? Well, guys, we got a demand zone drawn. We came out of it the last week of March, the last 2 days of March. That was a push higher. We hadn't retraced that area. That came off of the halfback from February 2nd to March 13th. And it lines up with gravity point A. And gravity point A has shifted higher. That's what threw me off. I usually do these every night. I just don't do them every night on every chart. So the gravity points have moved up. I do have one chart that I do on the weekend. I don't move the gravity points, the lines, so I can see how the gravity points have shifted throughout the work. Oh, y'all can hear me? Well, I got to leave the audience. I can't be on mute in here and still talk, so it'd help if I shared it. It's fine. If I go mute, then it doesn't record me. I tried that. Let me leave voice. I'll finish up real quick. All right, sorry about that. The guys are laughing at me. So in the event that we go down there, let's look for levels. The most readily available is going to be gravity point A, back inside this zone. Again, from the 13th of March, look to the right. This was our fib zone, and we traced it, and we chased it when we climbed through it. Now let's work a fib zone from March 13th to today's high, or last Tuesday's high, the 4th of April. That puts our zone right down here, just underneath inflection point 2 at 39.71. So I think we work main levels, right? We go to 40.30. If it drops, we go 40.90, and then we drop into this box somewhere between 40.60 and 40.30. If that fails, then we're going to drop down. We're going to fill this gap. This is not a support level. This is a gap that's going to be filled down to the inflection point from 39.75, and it could run all the way through this 618 zone. So you're talking about 39.75 down to 39.30. So a 45-point range here. We've got a 30-point range here in the event that we fail. If it doesn't fail, look left. If it doesn't fail, where are we going to go to? We're going to work, obviously, to the highs of April. And then we're going to work up to the 41.55 is the half back from all-time highs 2022 to 2022 lows in October. So that coincides with the number we put in around the 14th of March or February. And that's going to be the next level, the most logical level. And then we're going to work to the top of this candle on the 7th, and then we're going to work to the top of the candle on the 2nd, and then we're going to work up into this fair value gap. Okay, this is why I closed the PVIs this morning for Friday on the IRA accounts. They were 4 to 4. I put on the extra 4 longs. I sold the extra. I was 8 to 8 yesterday. I took 4 off yesterday. I took 4 more off this morning. So now they're sitting there 8 to 0. Why? Because in the event that we push up here, I'm going to sell 4 of them at 41.55, and I am not selling anymore. Because it's tough for me to, it's tough to hedge, 100 wide SPX trade inside PVI when you're trading on IRA accounts that aren't big enough to hold a yes. Right? So I can do 15 MES. That's 1.5 ES. But I can only do 15 against 4 SPX contracts, no dice. So that's where we're looking at downside right here, and then we're going to work. Just again, if inflection point 3 breaks, we're going to gravity point A, and then if that breaks, we're going to probably push through this gap, SPX gap, down to point 2, and then somewhere in here I'd look to see if we bounce. If we don't bounce here, or if we fall below this, then Katie bar the door. We're going to drop all the way until the Wednesday, the 19th of April. Again, it's not going to be linear, but look at this. I'm at November, December, January, up to February 2nd, February, March 13th, boom, April 4th. So, you look at it, if this is all there is, we got a lower high, so we would expect a possible lower low. Again, if we break this down, then the bears own the market. This is a structural shift. And again, this is why I called this on that date. This is a minor low. It could be a major low. It's a major low in the event that we push up because we're going to go to 4,300. It's a minor low, especially if we take it out. And if we take that zone out, then if we take out the minor zone, then you look left, and this one could be a major top, meaning this one could be the top for potentially for the rest of 2023. It just depends on how price action operates down here. And again, I don't want to get way ahead of myself, but as you start looking right here, SPXs start to build a weekly overbought condition, and we're correcting a daily oversold condition, and not really oversold. This is just an oscillator to kind of give us an idea. Where's the momentum? Momentum got a little too bearish going into Thursday, which is why we played long Thursday, Friday, and again yesterday. So hope that works, or Thursday, Monday, and yesterday, or Thursday and Monday, and then into today. But hope that works for everybody. 10 minutes, 9:35. I'm out. Peace.